official Universal Orlando podcast, is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, discover the universe, one theme park at a time.
Greetings, Universal fans! This episode was made possible by Fairy Godmother Travel and the Producers Club. So let's join the gang as we discover more about the Universal Orlando Resort, as well as Universal Studios Hollywood, Japan, and Singapore.
Thank you. Settle down, please. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. It's great to see all of you back here for the last section of our Islands of Adventure orientation. I am your orientation leader, Tracy, and joining me as my orientation team are Darren. Hello.
What's up, Internet?
Lee. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And Hunter. Hello.
What's going on?
We will move swiftly on, as I know you are eager to get started. So, Darren, lead us into the next area.
And now, prepare yourselves as we make the ticklish transition from the sublime to the ridiculous. From dino bones to funny bones as we comically careen towards the world's wackiest of islands, Toon Lagoon. Toon Lagoon is the hilarious home of some of the world's most famously funny comic strip cut-ups. And our side-splitting tour of this screwball sanctuary begins with a short trek onto the snow-peaked Canadian Rockies, where we join that famous half-baked hero, Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties, whose timeless motto is, does anyone remember?
Nope.
Okay, well it is, a Mountie always gets his man. No comments. So let us join Constable Do-Right at Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Now, how'd you like that? Wasn't that fun?
No.
Yay!
Well, great. Ripsaw Falls serpentine log flumes flows at 800,000 gallons of water per minute. That's a lot of water. Ripsaw's perilous plunge drops guests down 75 feet at 45 miles an hour. No, thank you.
I'm soaked.
The Mount Rushmore-like monument commemorating Dudley and his company is called Mount Costmore.
I am so wet. On our right is Wassamoddy-U, an emporium featuring Rocky and Bullwinkle and their friends, such as Dudley Do-Right, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Fractured Fairy Tales, and other comic creations from cockeyed genius Jay Ward. That's a bit offensive. And across the street is Gasoline Alley, and behind it, the Skunk Works from Lil Abner. Franco King began Gasoline Alley in 1918. Al Cap's Lil Abner began in 1934. Sandwiched between Blondies and Wassamoddy-U are images from Mother Goose and Grimm, created in 1984 by Mike Peters, who is also a Pulitzer Prize-winning editorial cartoonist. Hi and Lois, debuted in 1954 by Beetle Bailey, creator Mort Walker, and artist Dick Brown. That's wrong. Jumpstart, created by Rob Armstrong in 1990, and assorted Jay Ward characters including Boris and Natasha.
A menacing hushabomb, courtesy of Boris and Natasha, sits on the street, threatening to explode with something far less than a bang. Marmaduke, created in 1954 by Brad Anderson, is also a topsy-turvy photo op. And now it is time to shove off for yonder bridge to fair Sweet Haven, home part of Toondom's most famous sailor man. Anyone know who?
Me! I know!
Go on ahead, strange short man in the front row.
It's Popeye!
Yeah, it's Popeye. And Duck Street ahead near Water's Edge is Popeye's very own ship, the Olive, named after Popeye's pencil-thin lady friend.
The Olive is 3 decks worth of interactive fun games, including slides, water soakers, music makers, and there's even a separate infant play area, Sweet Pea's Playpen, just for toddlers. Some of you might also want to explore at the end of the dock, where you'll discover, among other things, Toon Lagoon's very own version of Plymouth Rock.
And off to the right, another Sweet Haven highlight is Wimpy's, home of the famous Wimpy Burger, plus spinach salads and those sailors' favourites, wine and beer.
Oh, I'll pay you on Wednesday.
For a beer today.
For
But now,
a $10 PBR today.
But now, the moment has come for us to follow Popeye and his fat-headed foe, Bluto, aboard just about the wildest, wackiest and wettest whitewater adventure this side of Niagara Falls. It's called Popeye and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges, and I feel obliged to repeat the part about you getting wet, as in really, really wet. Everyone ready to go?
I'm already wet.
Hey, didn't I mention you'd get wet? You can't say I didn't warn you, but I'll bet it was worth it.
My shoes are ruined.
Excellent! And what say we now stick to dry land for a whilst we slug our way back through Sweet Haven and onto more toony sights? Popeye first set sail in 1929, appearing in and quickly taking over Thimble Theatre, a strip created in 1919 by E.C. Seeger. Bluto was known as Brutus in the Max Fleischer Popeye cartoons, the 1930s. Popeye and Bluto's 12-passenger bilge rat barges reach speeds of 16 feet per second.
Wow, that fast?
That fast. Sweet Pea is not actually related to either Olive or Popeye. They stole him. He was found by Popeye.
Does that mean he's a... No,
And they didn't report it to the authorities.
I just found him in the trash can.
I opened my can of spinach and then he was there.
I swear, officer, he was in my can.
So, what do you get when you cross 5th Avenue with the Sunday Funnies? It's Comic Strip Lane, a cartoon main street filled with crazy comic celebrities. For the skyscraper of sandwiches, there's Blondie's, home of the Dagwood. Blondie was created by Chick Young in 1930. Snoozing over on the left is Beetle Bailey, who began his military career back in 1950, but is still just a private. Beetle Bailey, which debuted in 1950, is one of 9 strips created by Mort Walker. On the right is Crazy Cat, still crazy in love with that brick-throwing rodent, Ignatz Mouse. The celebrated Crazy Cat was created by George Harriman in 1910.
Back on the left is Tumbleweeds, and sailing above him is Hagar the Horrible, whom I've always wanted to introduce to Ming the Merciless. Tumbleweeds rode into the funnies in 1965, courtesy of creator Tom Ryan. Hagar the Horrible, created by Dick Brown, see High and Lewis, first appeared in 1973 and used to be in the Sun newspaper. Then there's rambunctious Dennis the Menace, looking remarkably youthful for a year-old youngster, and tumbling out of bed beside him is the dreamy little hero of Little Nemo in Slumberland, Winsor McKay's beautiful classic, and I've never heard of half of these. Dennis the Menace debuted in 1951, the creation of Hank Ketchum, that's got to be a made-up name. Winsor McKay's fantastical Little Nemo in Slumberland first awakened in 1905.
And speaking of classic, who can name any of the comic canines gathered round the lane's dog fountain?
Dog fountain? I didn't even know there was one.
It's a renewable resource. It's still in testing. It's a little rough.
Oh!
No one? Well, let's see. There's Ruff, Dog, Otto, Snert, Daisy, Pajamas, All Bullet, Pudgy, and Bitsy. So Ruff is atop the hydrant. He is from Dennis the Menace. Dog, who is climbing the hydrant below Ruff, is from High and Lois. Otto is holding the glass. He's from Beetle Bailey. Snert, wearing a Viking helmet from Hagar the Horrible. Daisy on a hydrant below Ruff from Blondie. Pajamas on a raft from Tumbleweeds. Old Bullet asleep above Pajamas from Snuffy Smith. I think Snuffy Smith arrested last week. Pudgy behind Snert from Betty Boop, and Bitsy behind Hydrant Rough and Dog, who is from Marvin.
And back on the left, there's the Foreign Legion misfits from Croc, whose cannon periodically unleashes a wild round across the street. Croc was created in 1975 by Brant Parker.
Once again, I've still never heard of him.
Then atop yonder piano, there's the Boop Boop a Doop girl who put the curve in comics way back in 1934, Betty Boop.
Hey, I know this one.
Yay! Boop Boop a Doop. Max Fleischer's Betty Boop first hit the funny pages in 1934. We kind of already know that from the previous sentence. Betty's piano partner pal is Bimbo.
Okie dokie.
Then below old Snuffy Smith, there's the Family Circus. Although, as usual, little Billy seems to have dashed off. Bill Keene's The Family Circus debuted in 1960. And back across the street, in a galaxy far away, there's Flash Gordon, a genuine bona fide space hero long before Han Solo met his first Wookiee.
Take that, Disney.
Alex Raymond's Flash Gordon blasted into the funnies in 1934. And keeping Flash company are Shoo, Pogo and the Phantom. Political cartoonist Jeff McNelly created Shoo in 1977. Walt Kelly's classic Pogo first surfaced in 1948. And Lee Falk's The Phantom debuted in 1936.
And just ahead, Kathy's Ice Cream features desserts to die for. Or is it diet for? While next door, the comic strip cafe serves up cuisine so smashing it seems to have sent Broomhilda smashing right into their sign. Kathy Andrews' Kathy debuted in 1976. Just right of Kathy's is a jackhammer photo op courtesy of Jay Ward's Aesop & Son. Characters outside Comic Strip Cafe include Irwin from Russell Meyer's Broomhilda, which first took off in 1970. News reporter Brenda Starr, created by Dahlia Messick in 1940. Dave, created by David Miller.
Now, as we make our wobbly way past Heathcliff towards the outskirts of Toon Lagoon, we'll soon pass the home of the uproarious live show, the Pandemonium Cartoon Circus. George Gately's Heathcliff first hit the funnies in 1973.
We now have a little time before we take a rest break. So does anyone have any questions? Yes, you, sir.
My question is, when did the first comic strip appear?
While there remains some room for disagreement, talk balloons were fairly common in 18th century caricature, not to mention ancient cave paintings, hieroglyphs, etc. Many now consider the first true comic strip to be R.F. Oldcat's The Yellow Kid, which started in 1896. The first daily full comics pages appeared in 1912 in one of W.R. Hearst's papers. Sunday color pages became popular by the 1930s.
Excellent. And, you, sir.
What's the name of Dudley Do-Right's horse?
Why, Dudley Do-Right's horse was called Horse, of course.
And you, sir, the ridiculously tall man at the back?
What is Pogo's most famous line?
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Okay, then. And next, you, young sir.
What is Zippy the Pinhead's famous question?
Well, Zippy the Pinhead's famous question is, are we having fun yet? And you in the red and white shirt, please.
What is Dennis the Menace's last name?
His name is Mitchell.
I did not know that, actually.
No, I didn't know that. And our last question, yes, you, the bald man, in the Jaws shirt. Yes, you, sir.
What happens at the end of every Little Nemo in Slumberland?
Well, of course, Nemo wakes up.
Well, thank you, everyone. We will now take a quick recess, and we'll see you back here for, sadly, our last area. Diagon Alley is open at Universal Studios Florida, and we know all you witches and wizards can't wait to visit. So let our friends at Fairy Godmother Travel deal with the muggles in resort reservations. They are Universal Parks and Resort specialists, as well as an authorised Disney vacation planner, and their service is free to you. From the new Cabana Bay Hotel to those other hotels run by a mouse, Fairy Godmother Travel can book all your Orlando area vacation needs. And make sure to let them know you heard about them because of UUOP, because every UUOP referral helps us continue to bring you the best Universal coverage. Contact them today by phone on 832 284 4002 or toll free 888 939 642539 or go to fairygodmothertravel.com. Let Fairy Godmother Travel make your next vacation magical.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Settle down, everyone. Settle down, please. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you're suitably fed and watered and ready for the last area that you will need to know about to work at this awesome park. Hunter.
And now, but one island remains on our tour, and it is actually not a true island at all, but rather an immense hovering platform, docked here for as long as those with superpowers and incalculable strength oppose the fearsome forces of immeasurable evil. Welcome to Ground Zero in the raging epic battle for control of the Earth and universe. Welcome to Marvel's Superhero Island. Many of the island's structures incorporate high-tech glass panels that change color as you move around them.
Marvel Comics are the chroniclers, is that a word, of the lives of the superheroes. An original 1939 Marvel Comics first issue, which featured the Human Torch on the cover, though a different Torch than Johnny Storm, is today worth around $100,000. The Submariner was the first superhero introduced by Marvel. Among their many contributions to the chronicling of the lives of superheroes, Marvel is known for presenting their superhero subjects as real personalities, imperfections, self-doubts, and all. The name of Stan Lee has grown nearly synonymous with Marvel Comics. For many years, Lee was at Marvel's forefront in chronicling the lives of the superheroes, and they like the word chronicling.
As we walk, you might notice that most of the stores and shops are rather generically named, like ice cream on your left and comics on the right. That's because when measured against the colossal characters and conflicts of this land, stores and shops became rather inconsequential. And speaking of colossal characters, as you can see, many of superheroes' more notable and notorious residents are celebrated on building and store. Can anyone name any of them?
I sure can.
No, you can't. Shh.
Ah!
No? Well, in rough order, as you walk through the land, there are...
Prince Namor, the Submariner, was the first superhero chronicled exclusively, there's that word again, by Marvel beginning in 1939.
Magneto, Eric Magnus Lenscher, I think. One-time best friend of Professor Xavier, even though I still think that's Xavier, grew to become leader of the mutant enemies of the X-Men.
Iceman, Bobby Drake, was one of the original 4 X-Men brought together by Professor Xavier in 1963.
MODOK, an archenemy of Captain America, is an acronym for mental organism designed only for killing.
Captain America, deemed unfit for regular duty in World War II. Steve Rogers was transformed through an experimental super soldier program. He's not superhuman, but as perfect as a human has ever been. He is currently a member of the Avengers.
Thor, the superhuman warrior god of thunder from Norse mythology, was first chronicled by Marvel in 1962. His main weapon is the enchanted hammer Mjolnir.
That'll do.
It'll work.
I
was never a Thor guy, I'm sorry.
No, me either. The mutant Storm, Aurora Monroe, can alter the weather with a thought. Once worshipped in Africa as a near-goddess, she accepted Professor X's invitation to join the X-Men, or women as she joined, rising to be one of its leaders.
Dr. Octopus is Spider-Man's greatest adversary and leader of the Sinister Syndicate.
Electro is one of Spider-Man's frequent enemies and part of the Sinister Six, I might add.
Rogue, a superhuman mutant who can absorb the memories and physical abilities of other persons through physical contact, is a member of the X-Men.
The volatile and animalistic loner Wolverine, Logan, one of the X-Men, first became known in 1974. His mutant ability to endure pain and quickly heal allowed for the implantation of his adamantium-laced skeleton and artificial claws, an attempt to create a living weapon.
Hobgoblin is one of Spider-Man's frequent enemies.
The underworld leader Kingpin, also known as Wilson Fisk, is one of Spider-Man's and Daredevil's frequent enemies.
Professor X, The founder and mentor of the X-Men, a mutant with telepathic powers. He lost the use of his legs in a battle with an alien called Lucifer.
Silver Surfer, a noble, contemplative alien first introduced to Earth in 1966, saved his utopian planet by offering his aid to the godlike Galactus, but later defied his all-consuming master.
Moving on, we are now entering Starburst Victory Plaza, the center of downtown superhero. The circle of explosive shards commemorates Ground Zero, where an ancient asteroid impacted, creating the unique foundation for this hovering island. Montages of characters on the shards are Secret Wars with Beyonder on top holding the Earth, Heroes Reborn with Captain America on the bottom left, Marvel's First Heroes with Namor on top left, Invasion Earth with Galactus on the top, The Avengers Assemble featuring Thor on top, Operation Wide Awake with Beast on the lower right.
Are we wide awake because Thor's on top? What?
Maybe. One can often spot a superhero or two milling about here, or perhaps a supervillain hatching some secret nefarious plot.
Back across the street, that building houses Stark Enterprises, owned by wealthy inventor Tony Stark, who may or may not also be Iron Man. Iron Man debuted in 1963. At first, Stark, a weapons manufacturer, could not survive outside his suit due to his landmine-damaged heart. And on the right, that tallest building houses the Daily Bugle newspaper, where young photographer Peter Parker covers the latest breaking stories. And I do believe a story is breaking at this very moment, a real headline grabber full of major bad guys, explosive action and menacing thrills. Anyone care or dare to check it out? Okay, but I warn you, we're bound to uncover a whole mess of trouble, because trouble is always what seems to follow Peter Parker, or his famous web-slinging alter ego, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Guess that wraps things up. You guys did all right. But don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.
Congratulations, you're heroes. I knew it all the time.
Pretty cool, huh? That Spider-Man's a real swinger, ain't he?
Of course, the Spider-Man adventure you just experienced was real, because to construct a simulated version would be so extraordinarily complicated. Such a simulation would be absolutely one of a kind, combining for the first time ever a mobile motion-based platform, 3D film, plus real sets and effects. Peter Parker's story debuted back in 1962. An awkward teenage orphan living with relatives, Peter is bitten by a radioactive spider at a science exhibit and gains superpowers. But at first, he is not interested in crime fighting. He instead wrestles and appears on TV. But when a criminal that he had failed to stop later kills his uncle, Peter realizes that with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Spider-Man's sticky webbing is not part of his superpowers. Parker uses his scientific knowledge to build the wrist devices Spider-Man employs.
And now, abandon all hope of justice, order, and sanity. For our next trembling steps take us down Doom Alley. The harrowing haunt of inhumanity's most notorious supervillains. And there, at the most dread dead end, stands Dr. Doom's Fearfall. 200 fiendishly frightening feet of twisted terror, insidiously designed to suck the fear from your very soul. Now, if there are any amongst us who would prefer to avoid the aforesaid near-death experience, I can promise you the others in our expedition will not hold it against you. Not much, anyhow. And now, onward and upward. Fearfall's vertical launch employs more thrust than produced by a 747 jet engine. After being shot 150 feet straight up, Fearfall pulls guests down faster than the pull of gravity. The twisted and vengeful genius Victor Von Doom, aka Dr. Doom, was once a college classmate of Reed Richards before becoming the ruthless ruler of Latveria. Due to his own over-eagerness to try it on, Doom's mask is fused to his disfigured face.
You two exceeding expected levels. You have served Doom well. Thanks to you weak mortals, I finally have the power I need to crush the Fantastic Four. The triumph of Dr. Doom is at hand.
Well, is it just me, or are you all looking a mite peaked? I hope Fearfall didn't suck too much fear fuel out of you.
We are now nearing the end of our journeys. Tell me, has everyone enjoyed exploring the islands?
Oh, yeah, we had so much fun.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
Marvellous!
Yay!
And to make sure we end on a high, follow me into Banner Science Park, the island's high-tech research centre. On your right, Cafe 4, the ultra-advanced headquarters of Dr. Doom's frequent foilers, the Fantastic Four, serves fantastic food to civilian do-gooders. The Fantastic Four debuted in 1961. The group gained their powers when their experimental rocket passed through cosmic rays.
What, at Magic Kingdom?
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, are married. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, is Sue's kid brother. Former pilot astronaut Ben Grimm, the Thing, is not related to the others.
Poor Ben. He's one of my favorite characters. All right. And beyond that, raging into sea and sky like a wild, tormented beast, we approach the top-secret research laboratory of Dr. Bruce Banner, whose infamous gamma radiation experiments have rendered him more tragically well known as... Anyone know?
Nope.
Yep. Yes, you in the back. It is the Incredible Hulk. Dr. Banner is still struggling to reverse the effects of the gamma ray exposure that unleashed his powerful, primitive alter ego on the world. The giant twisted apparatus you see is part of that top secret experiment. But we, of course, have clearance to take part. As always, if anyone would prefer to ride out this experiment, a secure waiting shelter will be provided.
Everything looks good. I think this time it's going to work.
Warning. Coolant level dropping. Warning. Warning. Separate compartments accelerated. Warning. Accelerator 2 contaminated.
Some of you are looking a little green. Is that queasiness, or is some of the Hulk rubbed off on you? Hulk blasts off out of its tunnel with the same thrust as a F-16 fighter, climbing from 0 to 40 in just 2 seconds. Hulk's 3,800 feet roar by in 2 minutes and 15 seconds, reaching a top speed of 60 miles per hour. The Hulk's zero-G inverted roll at the peak of its 100-foot lift is a breathtaking first. Hulk was first unleashed in 1962 when weapons specialist Bruce Banner was accidentally exposed to his own gamma bomb.
As always, before we wrap up, we have time for some questions. Yes, you miss.
The building just right of Wolverine is called Nelson and Murdoch, Attorneys at Law. What is this building's significance?
That is where Daredevil works. His last name is Murdoch.
And, yes, you, sir.
The building behind Modoc reads Dr. Donald Blake, M.D. What is the significance of this building?
Yes, Blake was actually the first Thor.
And you, the young lady in the middle.
What is the significance of the building behind Hobgoblin, which is labelled Oscorp?
Well, the original Green Goblin was mad industrialist Norman Osborn, owner of Osborn Industries and numerous Oscorp buildings. And you, sir, yes, with the Transformers t-shirt on.
What is Fogwell's gym?
That is where Daredevil's dad fought.
Okay, yes, the very enthusiastic young lady at the back. Yes, you, dear, jumping up and down with your arms up.
Hey guys, Jessie here. So I have a question for you guys. What is the significance of Johnny Blaze and Dan Ketch's mechanic shop?
Well, they are, of course, both aliases of Ghost Rider.
And next, you, sir, yes, with that very fetching dinosaur shirt on.
Excuse me, now what is the significance of the Fisk building?
That would be Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin. And last one, you, sir, no, not you. You with the Raiders shirt on.
What is the significance of Antiques and Collectibles storefront?
Well, that location is obviously the location of Captain America's origin.
Well, fellow travellers, that brings us close to the conclusion of our journeys. Just across this bridge lies Port of Entry, where I'll be happy to guide any of you back to where we first started. But if any of you yearn to chart your own course about the islands, I invite you to bid your farewells now so that you may seek your adventures where you may. Don't forget, if you want to brush up on the information you have obtained over these 3 sessions, head into the archive and find the files labelled Episode 104 and Episode 114.
Hunter, can you just go and find Darren, because I've just got a call through saying I think he's wrestling one of the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. That's why he hasn't been with us.
I expected him.
Yeah, go and get him quick.
All right.
Those raptors can be killer.
Clever girl, Lee. Clever girl.
Well then, on behalf of myself, Lee, Darren, Hunter, and
Oh God, they're eating me!
and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure Tours, I thank each one of you for not dying, disappearing, or dehydrating while under my care. My employers do not take kindly whenever such things happen. You have been a courageous and stout-hearted group, and I hope, if our paths should ever cross again, you will have a lifetime of bold and adventurous tales to tell. Until then, fare thee well. Adios. Adieu.
Oh God, they read me in half.
Well, that wraps up another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Just search the word UUO Podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so if you've seen something hilarious in the parks, let us know for our Funny Schmidt segment. And if you've had a great experience with a team member, we want to hear about that too. So to get in touch with us, email us at podcast@uuopodcast.com or record us a message at speakpipe.com/UUOpodcast. Please subscribe to us on iTunes and rate and review the show. That would be amazing. Not an Apple user? No problem. You can find us on Stitcher, at uuopodcast.libsyn.com, as well as many other podcast apps. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Fairy Godmother Travel, for all your Universal vacation needs. Head over to our partner site, micechat.com, for even more theme park news, and check out micepod.com. So until next time, be adventurous.
This has been a MicePod.com presentation.
Nice job.